just another 5-1, boys. I just reeled off another boring 5-1 victory. It's just another day in the life of Heart of Midlothian.
I'm absolutely fucking sick of it, to be honest with you. It's just...
Oh dear, well, I hope we can bring in somebody with a bit of enthusiasm. Where can we look? Oh, there's Ian!
Oh, hiya.
Hi, Ian.
Oh, I thought that was bloody great. Right in front of Ian Murray.
Yeah, oh, God.
Yes, we have a different Ian in this week than we had last week. Don't be too confused.
This is Ian Greenhill.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Ian Greenhill's own for all you Sonic fans out there. I'm Nick O'Hay.
I am Robert Borthwick.
This is the We Have No Cares podcast, and we have just enjoyed a lovely, lovely 5-1 victory. Over Dumbarton.
Yeah, mini Hibs, the little Hibs. That's who it is. Ian Murray, Colin Nish, all those dicks.
Hibs retirement home.
Yes, it's the retirement home.
Yeah, it's excellent that Colin Nish plays for Dumbarton because it meant that I knew a name of a Dumbarton player.
Yep, well, I knew another one, Scott Linton.
I knew Scott Agnew.
Scott Agnew, yep.
He used to play for Rangers.
He did.
He was on that Blue Heaven programme.
Yeah.
Obviously never made it because now he plays for Dumbarton.
Well, look at Ian showing off, I own a TV. I've owned a TV since 2004. Well, we've really classed up the joint this week. Okay, so the actual game that Heart of Midlothian played against Dumbarton.
That's who it was.
Well, actually, we should remember Dumbarton because this is, of course, the only team that has taken points from Heart of Midlothian.
How dare they? How fucking dare they?
Those were our points. We were going to use them to be better than everyone else.
They stole them. They stole the points. But, do you know what? We just hosed them 5-1, so we can't really be that angry.
Hosed them 5-1, I would argue we didn't really try particularly hard.
No, we didn't. I was expecting this to be a really tough game and sort of like, Dumbarton, they're quite physical and they're good at defending in numbers. They weren't. They were
a bunch of roasters, really.
An absolute shubber of them. Yeah. They weren't a very nice bunch of people, to be honest with you.
No, even with their cutting edge of Colin Nish up front.
Colin Nish though.
He is still very much Colin Nish. He has not stopped being Colin Nish for 1 second.
He's like a shite Kevin Kyle, and that's going some.
I will not hear a word against Kevin Kyle.
In his Hearts career, he was grand.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Okay, that's the end of that biography.
He got released by Air, man.
This Wikipedia article is a stub. So, well, we started quite brightly, actually. I think myself and our friends around me we were kind of hoping that this would turn out to be a repeat of the Falkirk performance because Hearts were passing things quite nicely. And in the early stages, I felt Sufyan El Hasnoui was quite well involved.
His touch was good. He was finding passes. He was busy. He was doing very well. He was sort of a good foil for Osman Sow, who was doing a lot of running. And stuff
he did look pretty good because before the game I was saying I think he's been pretty unproven so far. You couldn't really tell. There's been flashes of when he's looked pretty good, but overall, especially against Queen of the South, I didn't think he looked that great.
Yeah.
And then he went and spat the dummy.
Well, that happens slightly after a slightly more important event happened first, and that Osman Sow opened.
Osman scores the goal. Osman scores a goal.
Osman Sow scored an opening goal in the 26th minute. That's the only minute I remember. Don't get used to it, listeners.
It's bizarre.
Scotty Wilson said it, and I remembered. I went, "That's an important fact."
I'll remember that one. What a very good goal it was too.
Would you care to describe the pass, Ian?
Yeah. Was it not your favourite player?
Yeah, it was from Callum Paterson. Yeah, it was a really good pass as well.
Yeah,
really good.
Yeah.
Ian, listeners, has some bizarre thing where he thinks Callum Paterson, a rampaging right back, our excellent pirate-looking swashbuckling motherfucker of a right back, somehow isn't good. Would you care to explain yourself, Ian Greenhill's own?
I think he was brilliant at the tail end last season. Hearts' best player for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But I think since Nielsen's Nielsen's changed how the team plays, and I don't think his distribution is good enough for a right back.
Is that the guy who set up the first goal?
Yeah, but his distribution...
Is that the guy who set up the second goal?
Yeah, but it's him whipping it in. But when he actually gets the ball and we're trying to retain possession, I don't think he's that great at doing it.
Talking about short passes and stuff like that.
Yeah, definitely. Right. And I think a lot of the time he does give away a lot of silly balls, you know.
So to confirm,
and that's what I've got against him.
So to confirm, you're deriding his performance over this season, where he got injured halfway through the first game, didn't play for ages, and then has been slowly feeling his way back on artificial pitches. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, that's what I'm judging him on. Yes.
Okay, great.
As long as we're clear, that's the main thing.
Great point, well made.
I think I can kind of see where you're coming from, because Patterson's short passing, it isn't the best. He's good running at people. He's always been good, you know, since his debut. It was his debut against Liverpool. I can't quite remember. I think it might have been when he was playing right back.
Yes, yeah.
And
right.
You know, he was attacking actually like Raheem Sterling and people like that. You know, speed. You know, people with a bit of pace about them, and he was going past them, and he can whip a ball in. Mm-hmm. But I do see what you mean, because you know, when we've got McGee in that position, McGee's very good at retaining the ball.
Well, it depends what you're after. I mean, there was an interesting debate before the game as to whether or not Adam Eckersley should keep his place, because he'd been playing very well and obviously got the vital winner with a very, very intentional training ground move against Alloa. There is a good argument that Eckersley is a better defender than Kevin McHattie.
Yeah.
But I felt, and I maintain, not that Eckersley did anything in this game to sort of make me feel like I was really strong in my opinion, but I feel he's not as good a threat going forward, and a huge part of our threat this year has been McHattie overlapping around Nicholson and their understanding down the left, and I feel Patterson gives us a similar thrust, if you will. Let me say it again, thrust.
Oh, I like it.
Thrust
down the right. So yes, perhaps his short passing isn't as good, but you know, he's our Aldi price Danny Alves. He's not there for the tiki taka. That's the midfielder's job. His job is to be the outlet, the overlap, the thrust. I will say it again.
Thrust.
The thrust.
Thrust.
And thrust he did for that first goal. He rampaged forward. We had quite a lot of men in the box, not least of which Osman Sow.
Osman goal.
No, his name is Osman Sow.
Osman Sow.
But he did score a goal.
Scored
I can see where
Osman
the
Sow
confusion
scored
comes.
a goal.
Yeah.
God damn it. Yeah, no, it was. I think it was all in the delivery, to be honest with you.
Just staring straight at Ian while he says it.
It was. No, to be honest,
it's a brilliant ball.
Like being serious, it was a great ball, and Patterson and Eckersley, both of them actually were putting in the early cross quite a lot today. I don't know if that was a sort of tactic or if that's just the way that they play it. But it was a great ball in, and it was the easiest to finishes. You know, all he needed to do was get his big lovely head in the way of the ball, and it was going in. So yeah, no.
Well, as much as I've said things against Eckersley's attacking threats, like today, Dumbarton played very, very narrowly, and Eckersley had numerous chances to cross the ball because he was just alone.
Yeah.
Very, very lonely, singing a Leonard Cohen song to himself and then swinging in a corner.
I think, we've discussed Patterson, we might as well have a wee chat about Eckersley. I thought attacking wise he was a lot better today. I think he got forward a lot more than he did in the previous games, which is obviously something that he knows he has to show when he's got McHattie breathing down his neck. Yeah,
the counter to that is he's not as fast as McHattie, and he doesn't have quite the range of flicks.
He doesn't have the amount of flicks, but he's got a better delivery.
His haircut's not as good as well.
McHattie's haircut's not great.
It's quite cool.
Hey, come on, he's got the ice.
Oh no, he's got the
ice gem thing going on.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, Eckersley stays.
I'm glad we're all decided. I'll tell you one thing I noticed about Eckersley today. In the first half, we had quite a few wild crossfield passes, like trying to switch play, that were like drastically overhit, and Eckersley just brought them down lovely. It was like he displayed an incredible first touch and completely unintentional moves.
Yeah, I like him.
I think a lot of the time as well, instead of hitting it to hitting the byline and getting across, he was just cutting it in for Nicholson.
Yeah.
Kind of do what Nicholson does best, drop his shoulder and then open it up.
Yeah.
Which I think actually worked a little bit better, in the first half than just crossing it in, because the big huddies kept just punted it away, so.
Yeah, well, the crossing thing is kind of interesting. We'll get to that when we get to the second half. But before that, we've got an absolutely ridiculous piece of skill from Osman Sow to laud praise on. A break from... I don't even know what Dumbarton were doing in our half. They had no business being there.
The bastards.
And Osman Sow received the ball on the halfway line. Talk us through it, Ian.
And then he gave it to Callum Paterson.
Well, what happened before he gave it to Callum Paterson? He was brutally brushed. He was shoulder barged by some Dumbarton hoodie, but he stayed on his feet. He staggered forward a bit. He regained composure, and then laid it off to Callum Paterson, who for some reason on this break was rampaging down the left wing. Fired a
great short ball.
A great short ball at the knee height that every striker enjoys. At Billy King, who was then
accosted. He was fucking thumped by whoever their defender was. Ian Murray.
He was
It was Ian Murray.
He was Ched Evans. Definitely.
I believe it was their number 12, who was Fleming, who earlier in the first half had a great block on El Hasnoui, but his block was not great. I'm moving on. I'm not going to draw any attention to what you just said, but thumbs up. He was. Billy King was removed from the air and placed on the ground,
and that happened quite a lot in the game. Actually, our smaller, kind of more skillful players.
There was a lot of cynical fouls going on.
Yeah, there was. That was their tactic at home, though, and it worked that time, so I can see why they went for it this time. But
if anything else, they had more excuse to be even more defensive and cynical and dickish.
Dickish, yeah. With Ian Murray in charge, it was never in doubt. Then led the bizarre and actually quite annoying, discussion about who was taking the penalty. Osman Sow, first of all, approached Prince, who'd taken the ball into his hands, and he looked a wee bit annoyed. And then Sufyan El Hasnoui came sort of bundling over and looked like he was having a proper wee strop.
Yeah, kicked the ball away.
He took the ball out of Prince's hands a wee bit and then kicked it away when I think it was Morgaro Gomez, who was captain for the day, came over and said, "No, this is Prince's gig." That's really annoying. I mean, it's good that he wants to get on the score sheet. It's good that he has the confidence to sort of try and say, that this is my moment, this is my perfect moment.
But I can't believe that Robbie Nielsen hasn't picked the penalty taker. Doesn't have a set person that he goes, "You're the penalty taker."
Yeah.
The way that he works, he does think of most things.
Maybe
so
that's.
I can't see him not having someone that he goes, "You're on penalties today."
Prince looked fairly certain it was meant to be him.
Yeah.
Which makes me think it was Prince's all
and
along.
Gomez, as captain, has told him,
this is yours.
I can believe that he doesn't have a set penalty taker, just from the point of view that we do change players so often.
Yeah.
And, you run the risk when you say, like, this is our penalty taker, that, you end up with an Osman Sow at Celtic Park moment and he misses. And then, like, if we've got another penalty, it's like, well, does he have the pressure of taking it again? Or then do you have the discussion? It's possible that he's just decided, right, well, I trust my captain, I trust my players to be sensible about it, and to let the best player on the pitch, the guy who's in form, take it. And arguably that is Prince because of his authoritative penalty against Hibernian.
Fuck yeah.
Sufyan obviously has that
Other
selfishness that you want in a forward player. It was not very edifying to see him kick the ball away.
No,
and it puts undue pressure on the player taking the penalty, because they've got in the back of the mind, oh shit, if I miss this penalty, he's going to be absolutely raging.
Aye.
And it obviously did get them, because it wasn't a great penalty.
It was a dribbler.
It was a shanner. But. And then also, Prince did that thing where it sort of bounced in and he stood still again, just like he did against Hibs, and then sprinted away and celebrated like it was the best goal he'd ever scored.
He's got like really slow reactions when it comes to whether or not a penalty's gone over the line. It's like he's waiting for the goal line technology report to buzz in his head. He's like, we're waiting for reports. It's a goal. It's a goal.
He checks the watch.
Yeah.
Right.
And then he runs over and takes it out on the corner flag.
Yeah.
Sufyan's reaction to the goal was he just walked away.
He just
didn't celebrate with the players.
He didn't celebrate, and neither did So, to be fair. But I think So was called over by Nielsen for something, probably to do with the injury, which led to him getting subbed off at half time. To be honest with you, or
possibly, please have a word with Sufjan.
Aye, going to just calm him down, please. Aye, but that was annoying. But ultimately. 2-0 up. The game was done.
I'll tell you what. There was just one little more detail in there when they were sort of celebrating, doing things. Aleem walked over to Prince and just sort of went a.
This is coming from Aleem fucking Ozturk. You could do that after every single clearance he's ever done.
That brings me on nicely. The one other feature I really felt about that first half, and it was a great performance generally all over.
Yeah.
Jordan McGee looked incredibly settled at the back.
Aye.
Not that he was attacked particularly, but his composure on the ball was incredible, and in stark contrast to one of several occasions where Aleem, as wont to do, let his mind wander a bit. He carried the ball into midfield, looking to set up an attack, lost the ball. Dumbarton countered down their left, and McGee made a wonderful challenge inside the penalty box.
But to be fair, the wonderful challenge was against Colin Nish. Great point, Robert Borthwick. Thanks. I just want to make the point that Colin Nish is fucking terrible, but the recovery pace and everything, I'm taken away from McGee here. I thought McGee was fantastic today. He looks a lot more settled at centre half. You can tell that's his position. But
but just on Colin Nish, there was one moment where
back to Colin.
Colin. There was one moment Dumbarton had actually quite a nice move. They played the ball to his feet, and his first touch ended up 10 yards away from him. He cleared easily.
His second touch is a face palm.
That's the sort of commentator cliche I want to see.
Yes.
Fantastic. Anything else to clear up in the first half?
Just how great Morgado Gomez looks like with an armband on. It suits him.
Commanding.
It does suit him. Yeah.
He was very good in all game actually.
Yeah, I thought Morgado. He gave it away a couple of times actually, which is uncharacteristic, but yeah.
But generally, he was very Gomez.
Yep, he was 100% Gomez.
Yeah.
So we marched on to the second half, where oddly, not entirely sure why Osman Sow went off. Obviously, he looked very out of sorts. Alawa, to the extent of being physically ill.
Yes, violently sick. Aye.
But he was very lively. I actually thought he was in contention to be man of the match.
Yeah, I thought So was doing well. But I made the point sort of just as the second half kicked off. Robbie's got the derby in mind. He said that in the press conference in midweek. He said that if Morgado isn't anywhere near 100%, he won't play. He did play in the end, so obviously he proved his fitness. But if So's feeling anything, a calf, a hammy, something like that, then it's the right thing to do to take him off. I don't know if that was the reason, but logically that does make sense because the derby is a massive, massive game for us.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I agree.
Insight.
That's why I'm here.
Yeah.
It's kind of insight.
Yeah.
But the most immediate effect from taking off Osman Sow was that Jason Holt came on at half-time and made a not quite instant but fairly telling contribution.
Yeah, he was actually really, really lively when he came on.
Yeah.
Especially his goal.
It was a goal.
Which was a weird goal.
It was.
But a goal nonetheless.
What was so weird about it, Ian?
It was like he didn't really try. It just came to him and went, that's a goal now. that's a goal. Colin Nish plays for these guys. I don't even need to attempt really to score.
And then he was like, BRB gonna celebrate.
Yeah.
And he did.
Yeah,
it's his first outing in 4 games as well.
Well, I think Holt frustrates me a little bit because he is a good player, a player that we'd like to keep.
Yeah.
But I don't think he'll be with us after January, but I don't know if he will.
I don't think so
either. Sounds like
either.
his agent's flouting him about everywhere,
Yeah.
He's not signed a new contract, so...
I love Jason Holt, and I love the fact that no Dumbarton player thought it was necessary to be within 15 yards of him.
He literally took it from the halfway line. He just walked and then thought,
yeah.
bleh. There's a little goal for you guys. I'm Jason fucking Holt.
I'm going to tuck this one away.
Remember the name. Yeah. It was just such an easy goal, which is actually weird because Dumbarton are very good at closing down, and they did absolutely none of that.
It was quite a weird second half from all sort of tactical viewpoints because so went off. We lost our focal point up front. I think El Hassawi, whether or not he was still sulking, whether or not it's just not his position, did not excel as the furthest forward striker.
No.
But oddly, given that we'd lost that focal point that so gives us, we started crossing it more.
Yeah, it was bizarre because El Hasnawi, I felt sorry for him playing as a lone striker when he's
He
not
said that
alone.
before, that he's not kind of a goal scorer, he's more of a creator, so
Yeah.
it was kind of odd to see him up front on his own.
I think the only striker we had on the bench was Robbie Buchanan though.
Was Carrick not on the bench?
Carrick's pulled his hammy in the under-20s game. Robbie Buchanan was the only other striker on the bench. So, yeah, it didn't work for him, but we still...
You know, the positive spin on that is that we've learned...
Yeah, he's certainly not a number 9.
Yeah.
Bizarrely, seen as he is number 9.
Not really thought through that.
Sorry, Sufyan.
We still love you as long as you're not throwing all your toys out of all your prams.
Yeah.
He's a professional footballer. He's probably got multiple prams, right?
Yeah.
Owns a lot of prams.
Yeah, he's
He's the pram king of Gorgie. So that was us 3-0 up, and then opinion is split on what happened at this corner. I maintain this was a good Dumbarton goal. Who cares to disagree?
I disagree.
I had my eyes shut, so...
Did you?
For how long?
Just like the kind of important bit. It kind of came over. I was like, oh, and then they scored.
Oh, my eyes are itchy.
Yeah, it's like, ah.
People are cheering.
Yeah, no.
I think it was not the best defending in the world, to be honest with you. It was floated into the back post, which we've been dealing with the whole game, and then Colin fucking Nish.
He is very tall.
Colin Nish!
He is very tall.
I couldn't care less. He's shit. He is terrible, right? And he dominated probably our best player in the air, Callum Paterson, at the back post.
I had my eyes shut. I didn't know what was happening.
A lifeline for Greenhill.
Bloody hell, Callum. Get him out.
Look at those straws clutched in your fist.
But yeah, no, he got right up above Callum Patterson, and then any second ball in the box, especially when the ball's going to the back post and they've got the big lanky bastard at the back post, you should have the foresight. A defender should have the foresight to see if anyone's free for a nod back towards the sort of 6-yard box, and no one did, and it came back across, and that guy with the name, the Dumbarton player with the name and the
Dumbarton
goal.
player, it's Gary Fleming.
Gary Fleming.
There you go.
Fleming, bloody Nora.
Which means that I got the name of the defender wrong earlier. He was Scott Taggart.
Oh, sorry, Fleming. It was Scott Taggart. That's
Scott Taggart was the defender and the guy, and Fleming was the volleyist.
Was Taggart the guy who took down King for the penalty? Yes.
I don't know. Yes, number 12.
Was it?
Yep. Facts. But yeah, no, fuck it. I was in the middle of a rant. Yeah, if that happens, then you've got to look back along the line yourself. You've got to look back into the box yourself, and that didn't happen. He had a lot of time to control his volley. It was a good finish. It was a good finish because it was slightly behind him. He got a good connection on it and stuff like that. But
and Alexander took it with gentle good humour.
No, he did not seem happy at all. Actually, no. The fifth goal we've lost in the whole season. So, I think he kind of wants a clean sheet every game. So.
Can see why he was annoyed.
Yeah.
We'd not even mentioned in the first half he made an incredible save.
Yeah, he did.
From someone called
Taggart.
Graham. No, it was
Agnew. He used to play for Rangers.
No, it's not him.
No, it's Andy Graham.
Andy Graham.
Probably number 4.
And
I don't know anything about him.
fuck. don't know anything about Nickel.
But it was a great reflex save.
It was
from
a very good save. It sort of bit. It was. I think that came from Aleem Oztring. He's a great player, Aleem.
Yes,
he will be a great player.
I think
someday.
One of these days. But yeah, no, he had a really sort of like almost Wilson against Hibs header out, where he sort of just headed it down onto his own feet, and
I think Oztring kind of reminds me of the foreign kind of player that comes to your amateur football team, who's really silky, maybe a wee bit overweight, but obviously can play a lot more football than anyone else playing centre half. So you kind of think he's quite good. And then he's just terrible at actually defending.
Is that because he's too busy looking for ladies on the sidelines and going, ciao?
I think.
So yeah, wonderful stuff by Alexander. His rightful ire at losing a goal.
Yes, absolutely.
And then we've still got 2 goals to talk about.
What was the 4th goal?
Who scored the 4th goal again?
Who
scored that? Ian?
Oh no, it was Callum Paterson.
Oh yeah.
Oh, and it was a bloody great header as well.
It was.
Maybe it is really good.
Are you beginning to doubt yourself?
No. I've maintained what I said about the distribution thing.
Considering if he'd not stopped to nod that ball into the net, he could have continued his jump and queered the entire Gorgie stand. I'm going to say that he's at the very least a good athlete.
Yes. Well, that you were making that point about him. His physicality, alone will help him get to the kind of top level. But
he's a big old boy,
isn't
he? 19 years old. Fuck's sake.
He's a dandy pirate man. I tell you what really impressed me though today about Callum, when their number 22, Kieran McDonald, on loan from Hamilton Academical. Thank you very much, Wikipedia. Just absolutely floored Sufyan on the touchline, like a really ugly challenge that for some reason the referee thought was fine.
Yeah, referees don't care for that kind of shit. He saw how petulant El Hasnami was in the first half. He was like, do you know what, I'm going to teach you a lesson myself.
Yeah.
I'm not going to leave it up to Robbie Nielsen. I'm going to take this into my own hands. You've been kicked, son.
By vigilante justice.
But yeah, like the ball continues. Aleem cut it out. Patterson took it up, thumped it into the stand, and immediately turned around to remonstrate with anybody within his field of view. And it was just delightful to see somebody sticking up for his mate quite so strongly.
Indeed.
There's really nothing much else to analyse about that. Just Callum shouted at somebody and I liked it.
Yeah, everything about Callum Paterson's great.
Every single thing.
Apart from his wee funny moustache and glasses.
No, that's a good thing.
Okay.
Jesus. I like the floppiness of his hair. Oh, you're the worst guest.
I'm sorry.
Just because he's not.
Just move on, Nico.
Go forward.
Okay, take it forward.
Right. Okay. So
to his goal.
Yeah. Well, did we not cover it already?
Let's talk about it again.
Okay. Well, then it was a corner kick, and Callum Paterson jumped very, very high into the air and headed the ball very, very powerfully with his forehead.
Yep. And now let's talk about the next goal.
Okay. What happened at the next goal, Robert?
No, I do remember.
It was a break.
I'll remember this. It was a break up the right hand side, and I believe it was Sufyan who played it. He sort of dropped a bit deeper and took it down in the centre circle, and then played it to King, who then ran at Scott Linton, a player who plays for Dumbarton.
Yes. Excellent.
Full
knowledge.
Name.
Ex-Cowdenbeath player Scott Linton.
Yes. Oh God, we're great at this. Billy did that thing where he sort of cut inside him. It wasn't. It was a good. He hit it well, but without the aid of a slight deflection, I'm not sure it would have gone in, because it slightly wrong footed the keeper, which was enough to get in the back of the net. But the best thing about that goal was the fact that, and I'm not sure we have covered this enough, that Dumbarton manager is Ian Murray.
What score? What did that make it?
It actually made it 5-1.
Oh, that's
it was
nice.
5-1, and if you'll remember, the last time Hearts beat an Ian Murray affiliated side, he was also sitting sort of on the sideline on the bench.
Mm-hmm.
I believe that's when we absolutely thumb-fucked Hibs 5-1 in the Scottish Cup final.
Yeah.
We don't have enough thumbs to accurately describe how much we fucked them.
Yeah, it was. It was a multiple thumb fuck of Hibernian, and we did
Actually, between us, we've got 6 thumbs.
Yeah,
that's true.
A smorgasbord of thumbs.
A plethora.
5 thumbs there, 1 thumb here. That was the scoreline.
Yes.
Shave that into your fucking head, Ian fucking Murray.
And get it right this time, you fucking wank. Ah!
He's actually quite a nice guy.
No, he isn't. No, he's not.
Oh, okay. He's not a nice guy. You heard it here first.
Yep.
But yeah, what I found interesting about that was, like, Tynecastle was, not quiet, but at least fairly subdued up until we sort of thought, ha!
It's 5-1 again, and it's Ian Murray. Fucking get up, Ian Murray. This is great.
Scott Wilson did not play goal celebration music because we were singing, and it took him like 2 minutes to sort of eventually go, that was Billy King, by the way.
Also, actually, something that Ian noticed during the game as well, the song choices for the goals were fantastic. Yeah. Prince, when he scored, Prince was played. That's new.
I think I go to a different place when goals get scored. I didn't notice any of the music. Talk us through it, Ian.
And what one did he? So, it's magic.
Yeah.
Played that one when So scored. Classic. Prince. And then played some kind of banging EDM music for Callum Paterson.
I'm sure it's significant to him. We should play a sea shanty.
And then he played
15 men on a dead man's chest. And a bottle of rum. Arr, it's Callum Paterson on the score sheet. Arr, arr.
And then he played Rock Lobster.
Jesus Christ, Nicola, that was great. And then he played Rock Lobster.
Rock Lobster,
time as well. Yeah.
Fantastic.
Why the fuck did he play that?
Because it's great.
It is. So yeah, songs of the week this week for Scott Wilson.
Well done. Well done, Scott.
Well done, Scott Wilson.
He's been doing a great job for many years.
Well, I mean, that just about wraps it up. There was very little else to talk about in the game. I think Payardo came on and was competent.
Yeah, he was. He was okay.
Yep.
Jamie
Walker
came on.
Oh, Sammy Nicholson's shot off the bar.
Oh yeah,
quite incredible.
So that's when you thought it was Ozturk, and he couldn't look any less like Ozturk.
It was the complete opposite of what Ozturk does.
Ian, your judgment is fucked.
It's got very bad eyes, I think.
Incredibly bad eyes.
Incredibly bad. It's just because I want Ozturk to score every game.
Yeah, no, it's coming. It is coming. Like, he's definitely. He didn't even shoot today, actually.
And that's true. Yeah, he just concentrated on going la 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 la.
I'm a forward.
But yeah, Sam Nicholson jinking around about 3 players and then cracking a shot from an acute angle off the bar.
It was similar to Holt.
Yeah.
His goal, because no one went near him. He just sort of walked into the box, and then all the Dumbarton players were like, let's see how this pans out. Just going to let this one play through.
Yeah.
And thumped to the underside of the bar, which is a shame. I'd like Sammy to get another goal, but we are playing Hibs next week, and he's got previous.
Yes, he has scored against Hibs.
Yep.
I really think, just to bring it on to what's going to happen next week, because you'll get a late podcast next week because it's a Sunday game and we will be in no fit state to record on Sunday night.
I'm not going to the game because I can't afford it. I'm going to get absolutely fucking ruined. Like it's what I do. It's who I am.
You have a plan and you're going to follow through.
I absolutely am.
So we got Hibs to play next week. Now I am, as usual, very confident about it.
Yep.
I won't make any predictions, but what I will say, what I think might happen is, I think even though they're in the state that they're in, Hibernian, I don't think they'll have it within themselves to play for a 0-0 at Easter Road. Mm-hmm. I think they'll open up, and that's suicide against Hearts.
Okay. I, just like after during the Rangers podcast that we did before Hibs the last time, I'm going to say 110% on the fence, because I don't like being overconfident for derbies. I don't think you're wrong in saying that they will probably come out to attack. I don't think you're wrong in saying that will work to our benefit. But I just...
Okay, Ian, how many own goals do you think Jason Cummings is going to score?
Maybe 13?
13?
So it's going to be 13-0.
Yep.
But I think that Hibs will be similar to Dumbarton, which is it's great that we're comparing Hibs to Dumbarton now.
Yeah.
But, I think they will absolutely try and shag our smaller, more skillful players. Foster's going to come out and try and smack them.
Yeah.
Smack them real hard.
Smack them good.
And it doesn't matter because we've got the quality to beat them, and I just can't see anything other than an absolute pumping for Hibs.
Wow.
Good lord.
You fuck that fence. You're so far from the fence. The fence is a dot to you.
Get that fence to fuck.
But I think it'll be a scrappy game. With, I think a lot of fouls against us.
I had a dream the other day that Ali Moztur could score a last minute free kick against Hibs.
Oh, that would be great.
That would be great because
Fantastic.
I think that skip a booking. Ozturk would go so mental he'd just get a straight red for a celebration. Like,
he'd be in the crowd. He'd get his yellow card. He'd turn around and go, "Aye, all right, mate."
He'd somehow end up in the top tier. Right? It would definitely happen. Then he'd come back down as a sort of like a lap of honour. He'd just start knocking out Hibs fans.
I think he'd run up and kiss Leanne Dempster full on the lips.
Oh my breakdown!
Leanne Dempster!
She can't write! She can't write!
She's a CEO and she can't write for shit!
She writes at primary 3 level!
I can't believe we forgot this! This happened last week, like half an hour after we finished recording.
Yes!
After we finished talking about the funniest Hibs moments of the season. Leanne Dempster pulled a worldie out of the bag.
She had a fucking breakdown! Oh my god!
Blah blah blah.
She actually wrote blah blah blah. And then
No, it's not an official statement because she went on Hibs.net and posted a statement. So does that make it official or does it make her a fucking zoomer?
That's her speaking
I think
from
it's
the
the
heart.
second one.
Yeah.
She is is she just like a kind of Kevlar vest for Rob Petrie? Like, what's that?
No, I think she's actually... she was hired to be good.
Yeah.
But just like everyone else Hibs is hired to be good over the last 6 years, that club just destroys them.
She's Ali-Ann Partridge. she's currently in Dundee eating Toblerone with her shoes off. Aye. It was just my favourite part about it all was basically the underriding tone through the whole thing was "Leave me alone, you bunch of weirdos."
and the Hibs fans loved it though. That's the thing that I couldn't get my head around. It was an incoherent mess of a it was an omni-shambles of a fucking statement. It was written by a clearly mentally retarded women and
Or just incredibly drunk women.
yes. And they lapped it up and went, "This is great," and it was essentially telling the fans how bad they are.
This is exactly what we need, eh?
A bit of honesty.
This is the passion we've wanted, eh?
I like Leanne. Get Leanne and Kano together.
Well, I think that's us wrapped up all the fun news for this week. I tell you what though, we got an email, guys.
We got an email. I haven't even seen this yet.
What is this?
We've got a Gmail account that I actually entirely fucking forgotten about.
Hello, tech wizards.
And it turns out we've got an email.
Yeah, so
electronic mail.
if you want to get in touch with us, you can do that at wehavenocares@gmail.com, which is exactly what Keir Robinson did.
Nice.
He asks, can you add a new feature in? A weekly championship news roundup would be good. You get a few laughs at the Rangers board and Leanne allowing fag breaks. Now, Keir.
Was it the Rangers board or the Rangers board? Because that patter's shite, mate. If it is.
Soz, pal. Don't ever email us again.
Well, I won't turn that phone around so Ian can see the text. But, thank you for your input. Thank you for listening.
Yeah,
but,
absolutely, yeah.
As you can hear, we're barely aware that Dumbarton exists as a team, much less which players they have. So I was trying to round up the news. We can barely get the news from Heart of Midlothian right. I think it would be...
I've got a fun thing actually that I'm going to say here that it's like a challenge. Okay, I'm going to challenge Nickel.
Challenge Nickel.
Oh,
like
God.
challenge Annika.
Exactly.
Spandex.
Where's the fucking helicopter at? Right. Within 15 seconds, and I'm going to time it on my phone, which is charging, so I'm going to use your phone.
Okay.
I want you to name all 10 teams in the championship.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Wait. And...
Right. Where's...
Oh, your phone is just full of computer games, Nickel.
Right.
Right.
3, 2, 1, go.
Heart of Midlothian.
Yep.
Rangers.
Yep.
Hibernian.
Yep.
Livingston.
Yep.
Dumbarton.
Yes. And that's 15 seconds. So yeah, thanks for your email, Keir. But as you can see, not going to happen. I'm afraid.
Not going to happen. But well, he did save this by sending us a song.
Oh, sweet.
Who's it for?
It's for well, it's not for this week's glorious recipient, but it's for this week's captain.
Oh, okay.
Morgaro Gomez, who will one day receive the true song treatment. But well, Keir and all of you are more than welcome to send us whatever songs you like. But if I may submit a song for Gomez to the tune of Caledonia.
Oh, nice.
Right, okay.
I don't know if you can see that Morgaro Gomez signed for free. The last few games, I've been afraid that we won't score 5. That doesn't scan. I've heard the stories, songs and glories that made me think about where he comes from. And that's the reason why I seem far away. I don't really know this tune. And let me tell you that I love you. You play while smoking cigars. Morgaro Gomez hates the Hibs, and he loves the Hearts.
It's a good chorus.
It's a good chorus, but I'm gonna say that quality is basically Phrygian.
Is that fridge quality?
It's fridge standards.
That's a Dumbarton of a song.
Nice thought though.
Yeah,
Nice
no,
thought. And please don't let me discourage
genuinely-
any of you from contributing.
No, I genuinely welcome that shit.
Yeah.
Son.
That
You don't need to be
shit.
judged by this panel of hipster assholes. Well done, Keir.
Ian's jumped into it.
he's delivering truth bullets.
But the Rangers thing, shite patter.
Yeah. It was hot and cold, your email, Keir.
Yeah.
Better luck next time,
Yeah,
son.
back to the training ground here. But that does bring us on nicely to songs and.
Who are the songs for, Ian?
Well, I've written a song for Robbie Nielsen.
Well, that's tough shit. Who are the
it's not
songs for?
It's Callum Paterson.
It's who?
Callum Paterson.
Yeah.
I will begin
Okay,
with this song
for Callum Paterson.
that I remember.
Yeah. I'll bet you do.
This is what happens when we record straight after the game, guys. Callum Patterson, so stick another one past the goalie, baby. Callum Patterson jumps real high and he hates Hibs. You got it.
That was good.
Is that it?
That's all you need.
I've expected so much more from you over these weeks.
Okay, so please give us a song, Robert.
'Cause Callum Patterson, oh Callum Patter, he's really tall, scores goals, he's in the air, the Hibs are scared, he's Callum Patterson, oh he's Callum Patterson. Girls just want to have fun.
I did not recognise that as Girls Just Want to Have Fun.
Did you?
I did, yeah.
Yeah! Get up, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
It was nice.
I hit the high notes.
Okay.
You did not.
Nope.
Well, mine's in keeping with how I feel about Callum Paterson.
Which is?
Ambivalent.
Okay.
But, yeah, so this is... I don't say what song it's to, evidently.
No. Just go ahead.
Okay.
Belt it out.
Played a perfect game. Callum charges up the park. Then later, when it gets dark, he combs his dome. Oh, it's perfect, Patterson. Nickel and Robert love you. Dum 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 dum. I think you're okay. You just need to pass the ball. You just need to pass the ball. Other than that, I think you're pretty alright, man.
If we can get the whole terrace going, I don't think you're alright and perfect unison, we've got a winner.
And also know the whole context of the song.
Yes.
Yeah, I think so. It could take off.
Yep. What?
Who do you think wins? Who decides?
People
decide.
It's
don't they?
consensus, but I would say...
I think you won that
Yeah,
one.
you won.
That's because I
Filled
fucked
with
it,
vitriol.
Begrudging every
Yes.
note.
So the guy who doesn't even like Callum Patterson
I do. It's no.
wins the Patterson song.
I'm really sorry, Callum. I'm really sorry that we let him win.
You
Please
just
forgive
want
us.
to be friends with him, don't you?
Yep. Pretty much.
I want to be friends with every single Hearts player because they're all great guys.
They are.
Who do you think's the coolest Hearts player?
Oh, that's a good
Dale
question.
Carrick.
Wow, so quick.
I was going to say that's a good question. No, Dale's cool as fuck, to be fair, but
Prince for me.
Well, if you're talking about actual like swag, then yeah, probably it is Prince.
Yeah, no, that's...
You're talking about going for a pint. And they'll have a carrot juice or something because of the dietary requirements of Robbie Nielsen.
That's true. I don't know, who is my favourite Hearts player? That's a very good question.
Why don't you email in and tell us, listeners?
James,
wow.
James Keatons.
Really?
Yep. Don't question me on it because I don't have an answer.
Okay, shan't.
Like James Keatons.
I think it's not going to be a player actually. I think I'm going to go Jack Ross. I think he seems like a smart guy. I like him.
Yeah.
I think,
Yeah.
I think he's got a lot of qualities.
Nice. Yes, I do.
I like Jack.
So do I.
Yeah. Although he doesn't wear the suit. He doesn't wear suits.
No.
Well, he knows his limits.
See, I would say Robbie Nielsen, but I think I'd get quite nervous around him because he's so handsome.
Well, that's a good point actually. That's a good point.
Jack Ross is the attainable Robbie Nielsen.
And on that bombshell, we come to the end of another We Have No Cares. Jack Ross, you're attainable. And you can obtain us on Twitter.
Oh shit, son.
I just shoved a link in your face. At Nicole Hay.
I am at RF Borthwick.
I'm at Jawbone, which is a terrible name to say out loud, but OH Jawbone, like the bone in your jaw.
Like the jawbone.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well,
great. And also you can catch us on our Tumblr,
yes,
which is wehavenocares.tumblr.com.
Well done.
Fucking memorised that shit. And
I
don't know, we've heard... No.
wehavenocares@gmail.com.
Yes, that's what I was going to say.
Email us songs, email us suggestions that we'll ignore.
Yeah.
Thank you, Ian.
Thanks, Ian.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks,
Thank
Ian.
you, Robert.
Thanks, Nicole.
Join us next
Nicole.
week for... Thanks.
Yeah.
Join us next week for Hibernian.
Dum, dum, dum.
So yes, we're going to go away now.
Steve Crawford.
Steve Crawford.
Steve Crawford?
Yes.
Hey, baby.
Amaruso, that's a run, it's a done!